Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. And I listened with great interest to my Liberal colleague's speech, and he talked specifically about the need for diverse voices around the table, including that of those who would share hard truths. And I hope that that member is familiar with Daniel's Accord and the Daniel's decision related to the legal battle between the Congress of Aboriginal Peoples and the Government of Canada, and the whole associated issues surrounding ensuring that both status and non-status Indigenous peoples are recognized by the government. But specifically, I'm very disappointed, Madam Speaker, and I'm wondering if this member is going to support his government's amendment, the amendment put forward today, that would remove the Congress of Aboriginal Peoples from this, from an amendment that passed at committee, but an amendment and an amendment brought forward in the House here at report stage that would remove the Congress of Aboriginal Peoples from this council. Very, very concerned, Madam Speaker, that although that member talks about hard voices around the table, hard truths being shared from voices around the table, I'm wondering if he supports his government's agenda to remove those voices.
Member for Fleetwood Port Kells.
I appreciate the honourable member's question because, if anything, it really sort of lays out the challenges of including the wide universe of voices that are present. I would have very similar concerns about how we accommodate band councils, which was kind of a construct of the government back in the day, versus hereditary leadership. I think, in specifically answering the question, I'd have to refer to my colleague, the parliamentary secretary, who identified the three groups that are sort of constitutionally recognized as where we start. But I think it's a start. Will it forever be a situation where the group the honourable member mentioned is not directly included? Well, who knows? This will always be a work in progress, and I think we have that opportunity in the future.
Member for Battle River Crowfoot.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. And I'd asked this question to another Liberal member earlier here today, and it's about the Congress of Aboriginal Peoples. Now, I hope that the Parliamentary Secretary is aware of the Daniels Accord and the Daniels decision related to the Congress of Aboriginal Peoples and the Government of Canada, a long legal battle between the two, and the recognition of that the federal government is legally accountable for Métis and non-status Indian interests. Now, Madam Speaker, that's key, because what was interesting is over the course of debate at committee, we saw that additional interests, important interests, national Indigenous organizations were added to this council. Yet we see an amendment table dropped here today, which by the Liberal minister, that would remove the Congress of Aboriginal Peoples, an important voice on Indigenous concerns, many that are not represented by other forums. Does this member support removing them from this commission?
Parliamentary Secretary.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I'm very content that the government's moving forward in establishing the council with representation from a range of Indigenous organizations, and I believe that it is going in the right direction, Madam Speaker.